Okay, Reggie, I know we had talked about in a previous segment how in some of Suge's interviews sometimes from time to time he will kind of double talk. And I know people really gravitated to him saying that technically Tupac wasn't signed to death row. Of course, they ignored everything else that he said.
And even the part that you showed about the assignment of the contract. Yeah. But yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious for the people that um, say, "Oh yes, this proves that Tupac wasn't signed." I'm just curious if that's the case. Why did he wear the logo on his neck for nearly a year? Why did Afeni sue you guys after he passed? Why did Death Row own the masters for 20 years? I mean, even the most basic thing, like how come if you grab an All Eyes on Me CD, and you turn it over and you look at the back, and the fine print it says copyright 1995, 1996 Death Row Records. How could you guys own a copyright and masters on something if he wasn't signed? I just wanted to get your
Because Suge was the manager. Managers get those rights now. Man, I wish a manager could get those particular rights, boy.
Reggie, ever since the City situation happened and we've been covering it ongoing, it reminds me how important it is to have a good lawyer on your team. That's why I'm glad to bring to you Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They have over 1,000 attorneys operating in all 50 states, and when you are seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan don't settle for the lowball offers. They fight for every dollar you deserve if you become their client. Just recently, they achieved some significant verdicts for their clients, $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, which is over 40 times the highest insurance offer. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no upfront costs and the fee is absolutely free unless you win. And it only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case. If you've ever been seriously injured, your case can be worth millions, and you're only a few clicks away from finding out if you could change your life. It's easy to start your claim now. You can visit forthepeople.com/bomb, or you can scan the QR code with your phone's camera in the corner.
Man, that's just people that's running and talking. I told you, Suge got a motive or a reason for saying what he said and how he said it, but he going to clear that up. Trust me, on one of the conversations that I had with him, he will be clearing that up on whatever channel he elects to go and do an interview with next, because he not knowingly what he said or how the video was edited up over there by that particular channel, who omitted a lot of things that he said so he could keep the value of his channel up. Once he realized that was said and how it came out, he will be clarifying. But, like I said, man, it was an assignment. What manager gets sued by their mother for royalties? It's a suit back and forth between Death Row and Ms. Shakur or the estate regarding royalty payments. It got settled out where Death Row paid her $3 million. When has a manager have to pay $3 million for a settlement? Interscope gave her $3 million and the right to control the music of what? Of what? Gave her the right of the pre-recorded Interscope music, not the unrecorded Death Row music, the pre-recorded Death Row music. There's a separation agreement done between the estate and Death Row, where after all the music is put out 10 years later, Suge gets to buy not all Eyes on Me, not Machiavelli, those are gonna stay there. All the albums that was done after his death, Suge can buy an album worth of that to put out. That was the agreement that was done. That didn't include Greatest Hits. That didn't include All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli. And that was just songs, and that's what y'all gonna find out, where Suge's argument has always been, because he knew, he was thinking ahead of the time. It wasn't that many songs left of Pac by himself. All the songs were with his artists and outlaws and people like that were on the song. And so in Suge's mind, his play is, that those were those people's songs. The only songs that were Pac's were the songs that Pac did by himself. And those were the ones that he was going to be able to buy 10 songs, or not 10 songs. That's been the argument. They always said 10. Suge just said an album worth. Suge would go in the argument and say, hey, I only released double albums on you, so it should be 24. Their whole thing was it's only going to be 10 or 12 songs. But that was the argument. We were going to do another day prior to the bankruptcy happening, and then the arguments went another way. But hey, I don't understand how people don't understand, or why does it even matter? Or why do Suge get a bad rap for cheating Pac? Why? Tell me, why do most of y'all hate Suge Knight? If you really keep it real, why was y'all hating on him in the 90s and all of that, the late 90s? Because y'all thought he cheated Tupac Shakur out of royalties. It's the reason. But now, everybody want to say, oh, he was never signed to him. So y'all going to apologize to him for saying he cheated Pac? Is any of those YouTube channels going to do that now? I don't know. But we just going to show y'all things that people that's on a label does. And we'll let y'all determine from that. And, on this statement that Suge was just his manager, he was Mary J. Blige's manager. You ever see a Death Row logo on Mary J. Blige album? How about Jodeci? You ever see a Death Row logo on Jodeci album? Here's one even better. Caution. Y'all remember Caution? The group Caution with Gonzo and them? Y'all see his label on the back of their album? And that's not talking about DJ Quick and Profile Records. So, but with Tupac, he got his label on there. All right. Okay. Death Row East. Everybody still want to believe the Death Row East thing. I told y'all that was not... Tupac album was Machiavelli Records. I mean, that was going to be his label, y'all. It wasn't going to be Death Row East. Death Row East going to be a subsidiary of Death Row Records, because Def Jam at the time was doing a Def Jam West. Just like later on, y'all heard of Cash Money West that they were trying to do. That was the only reason, and that was the reason for the Death Row East, y'all. Just to unite and show unity with some groups on the East Coast. That was the reasoning, y'all. Okay? So, y'all just take it with a grain of salt, what was said, what had happened, and just don't let stupidity and people that reading things that they don't really know what they're reading and all of that mess up your head. But if y'all want to keep it real, what does it really matter? What does it really matter? The time, what happened, is the time and what happened. Peace, Bone First.